Proceed simultaneously, child. Giving up itself with everything. Disengage from itself simultaneously with everything. Everything is giving up on its own. Everything disengaging on its own. Let's proceed simultaneously with this essence so that there is no lacking of the great compassion. In other words, it's assumed called benefits for oneself and others simultaneously. That which is assumed called benefits for oneself and others is simultaneous. Cutting deluded knowing and helping through this is proceeded simultaneously. Ending and helping through ending is proceeded simultaneously. That's no lacking of the great compassion. Disengaging from itself is not just this essence, but it is the great compassion that is proceeded simultaneously with everything. Disengaging on its own is not just this. It's meant for everything simultaneously. It's meant for everything. Samsara is the Buddha land. If it's not proceeded simultaneously, samsara cannot become Buddha land. To enable samsara to become the Buddha land altogether, the essence is needed to be proceeded simultaneously. Non-attachment on its own is meant for everything simultaneously. Disengage on its own is meant with everything simultaneously. Then it will create samsara as a Buddha land. What does it mean, Buddha land,พุทธเกษตร? That means everyone is the essence of the Buddha, the essence of the great compassion, the essence of the purification of the extinction and the emptiness. The Buddha land or พุทธเกษตร is not just the meeting place of all Buddhas. Therefore, the essence of the Buddha land is to create all beings to be one as the Buddha's essence. The mind of the beings become the Buddha's essence. Non-attachment on its own, all the same. Disengaging on its own, all the same. Giving up on its own as well. The same essence, and proceed simultaneously with everything as well, the same way as the great compassion that is given. This is not the Buddha land that doing farming, doing agriculture. พุทธเกษตร the Buddha land create samsara to become one essence as the Buddhas. Not to lead anyone to farm, to do rice farm, or to earn the living, to earn the life. This is not considered as Buddha land or พุทธเกษตร. Don't be mistaken. Non-attachment is on its own, all the same with samsara. This will create same essence of all beings in samsara with the essence of non-attachment on its own simultaneously. No grasping on its own simultaneously. That's the Buddha land, Puttakaset. Let's proceed with the great compassion, which is the essence of the Buddha Kaset. The great compassion of purifying through the extinction and the emptiness for samsara. That's Buddha Kaset, the essence of Buddha Kaset. Disengaging is on its own simultaneously with everything, child. Disengage in the way that has nothing within it. Proceed simultaneously, all the same with everything. Everything.
Everything.
Let there be the great compassion all the same. Later on, there will be no one blessing anyone. Disengage from itself all the same. Therefore, no one has to bless anyone. The same essence of the Buddhas and Arahants, all the same. Therefore, this samsara will not become any longer as samsara, ending the ending itself all the same. Purify the belief values of individuality, discard it. Purify the belief values in the way of surviving on one's own individually. Discard this belief value. Disengage on its own simultaneously with everything. Ending the ending all the same. Later on, there is no need to end for anyone because ending is already there in everyone. No need to help anyone through ending. Just proceed simultaneously with everything through the essence. Be thorough. Disengaging is on its own. Proceed simultaneously with everything, with this essence. The mighty force of the purification of the extinction is evenly shared in this samsara. instantly purifies for samsara through the mighty force of the purification of the extinction. There is no discrimination. There is no such thing as individual extinction, because it's not extinction individually. Therefore, there is no discrimination. Disengaging is on its own simultaneously with everything. This is the purification of the extinction for all. It is not in the way of individual extinction. With this essence, the mighty force of the purification of the extinction will be balanced throughout the whole samsara. This is not individual extinction. Disengaging on its own child, all the same and simultaneously with everything. This is not individual extinction or individual letting go. Letting go is on its own simultaneously with everything like this. Narrowness is suffering. Being limited is suffering because it's blocking oneself. The upatan, delusive attachment, detaining itself. Open up widely, thoroughly, towards everything. Give up. The giving up itself is meant for everything, child. Everything is giving up on its own. The reminders that purify themselves, the form up that purifies itself. Let's be thorough with it. Let's be beyond big heart. Proceed simultaneously with everything beyond open-minded or narrow-minded. No grasping is on its own, child. Proceed simultaneously with everything through this essence. Step back from the stepping back itself. All this gazing, stuck within knowing and seeing, it doesn't work. Still being selfish for the sake of looking and seeing and knowing. Not yet discarding on its own, not yet letting go on its own. Not yet beneficial. Continue with the reminders constantly. Otherwise, it's blocking. Reminders that purify themselves constantly, otherwise, it's blocking. No grasping is on its own constantly, child. Otherwise, there's blockage. Stillness, indifference is blocking. No is not know itself constantly, thoroughly. The reminder that purifies itself. With this, there is no blockage, not blind. There is always limitations within ordinariness, within seeing and knowing, within stillness and indifference. Use the reminders as everything disengaged on its own. disengage in the way that has nothing in it. See if there is anything within the non-attachment or not. Any identity. If there is anything that is trying to disengaging or non-attaching, that is not true non-attachment. The non-attachment doesn't grasp for itself. Disengage in the way that has nothing within it. Be thorough with it. Non-attachment that has nothing within it proceeds simultaneously as such with everything. You lost with all the fixes within seeing, knowing, walking, sitting, lying down. Lost in these fixes and projecting. Disengage in the way that has nothing within it simultaneously with everything. Open up completely towards everything. In the way that has nothing within the non-attachments, then it will be true non-attachment. Proceed simultaneously with this essence. The attempt to disengage is not yet true disengaging. Disengage in the way that has nothing in it. In a way that is boundless, be thorough with it. Continue as such, child. Keep opening. All that's grasping for the body-mind, for all that grasping for Dhamma will be disappear. The path to the enlightenment is from the grasping. Without that, there is no path for enlightenment. Therefore, the path to enlightenment, according to the thought of the wordings, is not real, is not true, is false. Without grasping mind, there is no such thing as the path to enlightenment. That's why no grasping is on its own. Then no one will be insanely grasped for the path to the enlightenment at all. The path to the enlightenment exists because there is the existing of the grasping mind. Otherwise, no such a thing will happen. Grasping for the path to the enlightenment to become samsara. This is circling big time. Have to nibbana in this way and that way, on and on. Circling big time. This is derived from the samudhaya of the deludedly projecting towards attainment. Therefore, no grasping is on its own. No grasping for the non-grasping itself for everything. This will end all the delusion for all methods and ways for Nibbana. There is no obsession in such a way, again, according to one's own belief values, one's own delusion that is given value to itself. It will end all of that. It will end all about methods and ways for mindfulness, concentration, contemplation, spiritual insights, wisdoms. Everything is derived from the desire and expectation for attainment for nibbana. This is samsara of the worldlings, samsara of dharma, of spirituality. It begins with the projecting for the sake of projecting, for grasping, for attainment. That's why you need to conclude, coming to terms with everything. No grasping is on its own. No grasping for the non-grasping itself. Be thorough with the essence of no grasping on its own. The important thing is that proceeding with this essence towards everything, it will be balanced for everything simultaneously. That's why it's called Buddha Kasset. Let the samsara become Buddha lands altogether. Without being enlightened to the essence of the Buddha lands, you need to go to do farming. Cooking is also agricultural thing, huh? Planting vegetables also a kind of agriculture. Cooking as well, another kind of agricultural. If you don't understand the essence of the Buddha land, you will just living in the way of earning the living the life with agricultural. Non-attachment is on its own, child. Be thorough with it. Disengage in the way that has nothing within it. See simultaneously through the essence of disengaging on its own. This is not about being difficult or easy. Just proceed simultaneously with this essence. No grasping for the disengaging itself. Proceed simultaneously. It's not about easiness or difficulty anyway. Proceed simultaneously with everything. Don't forget everything. Don't be dropping specifically for certain things. Don't forget everything as well. The great compassion will purify all the delusion to be specific within oneself, within elements, looking, seeing, knowing, Dharma, gates of perceptions and objects of perceptions. The great compassion will purify everything automatically. Just proceed simultaneously with everything through the essence. No grasping on its own. It will purify all the deludedly being specific with anything, because that is we create realms of existence.